at 8:46. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and we have just had the complete apple cart turnover here in the studios, and Anthony Harris is with us. Anthony, I love the hair, man.
Thank you.
That is like groovy.
I love it too.
Excellent. Anthony and Paige is with us also, and we're here to talk about, you're going to open a new store downtown.
Correct. 2nd Street, 428 2nd Street. It'll be opening May 19th, which is a Tuesday, and then that following Saturday, the 22nd, I'm going to try to have a little bigger grand opening. Maybe have some bands play, some music, some food, some wine.
What kind of store? What kind of store?
It's called 7. On Facebook, you can look it up as 7 on 2nd. It's a retail store. It's divided into 7 sections. Each section represents one of the deadly sins. You go in, you have comic books, which represent sloth. You got toys, which represent envy. Music, which represents greed. Movies, which represents gluttony. Pride, which represents clothing and locally made jewelry and trinkets and other curiosities. Wrath, a room full of books, which represents wrath. And then you have the lust room, which is going to be 18 and older only, and it's going to have like your smoking items, your pipes, stuff like that.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going to go with that one. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know you. I was wondering where you were going with that.
Always pushing the envelope, you know that.
Yeah, that's you. That's right.
I mean, you got to.
So, okay, the concept is great. How did you come up with, what made you decide, what did you say, comic books were sloth?
Yes. Well, when I was trying to lay these out and put them down on paper, and I was thinking, what matches best? Of course, there's a couple that could go either way.
Yeah,
you know. And so I took a little liberty, but I thought, well, in the day of old, when I grew up and read and bought comics, and mainly in the late 70s, comic book geeks were not popular like they are now.
Hey, man.
I mean, now everybody loves a comic book guy because comic book movies are just the thing.
We just did a story about free comic books Saturday.
May 2nd, right?
See, I wasn't kidding.
Right. And so when, back in the day, so to speak, if you were a comic book reader, you were a nerd, you were fat, you sat around, you had no physical fitness.
Nowadays,
you were
cool.
A sloth.
Well, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I went with that thing, that look.
Okay.
Now, of course, it doesn't stand right now because now everybody loves comics, and Hollywood can't make a movie unless it's based on a comic.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, look at what the big ones are now.
Yeah.
All the Marvel characters.
Tonight the Avengers starts.
Sure. All right. So so how did you get? What'd you say? Music was what?
Greed.
Greed.
Which is kind of obvious if you really know the music industry.
Okay. All right.
Now. The independent music, not so much. There's a lot of bands out there that do it for the right reason.
Sure,
but,
sure.
But, as you know, music industry is extremely greedy.
Well, there's a lot of money involved in all of that. You know that. And Paige, you have some things that you say are going to fall into the pride section.
Yeah, looking good, proud of how you look, dressing up.
Okay.
Impressing your significant other.
Sure. And you've got some little trinkets there. Did you make these?
Yes. I got a couple of bracelets and a couple of necklaces, and yeah.
We'll get Anthony to model them for us.
Lots of bats, lots of skulls and coffins and that sort of thing. And they're actually made from paper and coated in resin.
Paper.
Yes, which
How
makes
cool
them.
Is that?
Yeah. So.
Psycho. That one says Psycho on it. Yeah. I like it. And they're made from paper and coated in resin. That's nice.
I came up with the technique myself that I use, and as far as I know, no one else does it. I've looked online, and I haven't seen anyone else that does it the same way that I do. So.
What about these bottles?
This is actually just covered in paper.
Okay.
Looks like leather or stone, depending on the type of paint you use, but it's just a paper mache technique and paint technique.
How cool is that? You've been doing this a while then?
Yeah, I have a shop on Etsy. I've had it since about 2006. I've been making.
All right, so Anthony, you take it upon yourself to do this, and you open on when? What
May
day?
19th,
May 19th,
which is a Tuesday, and that'll be the soft opening, and then that following Friday it'll be a bigger event.
Okay, and you say you're going to have local bands and play local music.
I'm going to try to. I've been talking to some bands and see if I can actually get them to play out there on the street, on the sidewalk in front of the store. If not, inside.
If y'all aren't familiar, Anthony does a lot of these, I want to say artsy kind of things, but they are. Yeah. Anthony was big with Bee Sting. That, by the way, great movie. I loved it. I did. I had a blast with that. You remember you came on the show and we talked about the movie and then the grand premiere down at the Cox Capitol Theater. We had a blast with that, man. It was fun, and I thank you. For the whole contribution.
Stick over here off camera. He's in a band that had music on this Sting soundtrack.
Well, I didn't know that it was as big as it was, and I had no idea that. You know what I really liked the most about it was you didn't take it so dang seriously.
Of course not.
It was funny, and it was almost tongue-in-cheek. Well put together. Our own Stephen Gallagher worked really hard on it up there, and he's up on the second floor in production.
And Will Grammer.
And Will did a lot of good stuff. So we had fun with that. So now you're opening this store. What I'm getting at is, Anthony's a character, obviously.
Obvious.
Don't take this all so seriously. Check out this store. It'll be cool. I can guarantee. I know him. It'll be cool.
It'll be the best new spot for sure in Macon, Georgia.
It'll be fun.
Possibly the best spot in the southeast, if I can say so myself.
There you go. Go ahead. Now you say it's going to be down around where
2nd Street,
Ricky's,
right across from SunTrust. 428 2nd Street. It's about 2 or 3 doors down from Roasted Cafe and Lounge, going towards Cherry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay, and have you obviously got all the vendors lined up and stuff?
Yeah, well, it's pretty much a lot of my stuff that I've collected through the years, plus new stuff. I'm adding, the new comics will come in. I'll have those every month. But I have a lot of my old comics for sale, and I got some pretty big things in there which are going to be available, but you're going to have to put up a good amount of money. I have like Hulk 181, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, which is worth a pretty penny right now.
There's collector's items now.
Well, especially since the artist, Herb Trimpe just died. He was the artist on that, so I think the value just went up a little more.
Probably.
I got the first Ramones album, first original pressing of the original first Ramones album. Again, if I sell it, it's going to have a hefty price tag on it.
But other than that, you're just going to have things that are just kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like when I say toys, it's more the adult collector toys, such as the Walking Dead figures and the little pop figures, Star Wars figures.
Yeah, you said you had all your Star Wars stuff too, didn't you? But that's not going to necessarily be for sale.
Well, I'm not selling the original old stuff that I grew up with and played with from the 70s, because I was such a fan that I kept the boxes.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
And what I did is I promised, long before I even had children, I promised. There was an article in the Telegraph back when Phantom Menace came out on me and my Star Wars collection, way back in like 1999.
Really?
And I said in that article, and this is before my kids were born, I said, they asked me what I would do that collection. I said, I'll just give it to my kids when I have kids. Yeah. So I'm going to leave the original old stuff to my son and sell the newer stuff, that came out, the newer movies, Phantom Menace items, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. That stuff's all up for sale. A lot of it's still packaged, never opened. That'll be for sale. The other stuff's going to be in there sort of like a museum. I have a glass case with the old stuff in it, and people can come just gawk at it and go, oh, look at that old Yoda hand puppet, from The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, that's what I'm seeing with the whole store. Of course, you're going to sell these things, too. You're going to have things for sale.
Oh, yeah. Mainly all of it's for sale. There's just going to be a few items throughout it that's sort of curiosity.
But why do I, knowing you like I do, feel like this store is going to be really just interesting as all hell?
Yeah, of course. That's the point.
That's
the point. Yeah. Why do it if it's not interesting, or if it doesn't make people talk?
It's going to be called 7 on 2nd.
7 on 2nd. And I always had a thing long before the movie, which is a great movie, for the 7 Deadly Sins. I don't know, since a young guy reading it in books, and later on, Milton, Paradise Lost.
Sure.
The whole idea about it, I just liked it for some reason. And so when I had this idea for a store 2 or 3 years ago, I thought, it sounds too good, not to do.
So it's come to fruition. And and this is all kind of part in keeping with the whole downtown revitalization project. All right, again, grand opening, what you're going to have is this kind of stuff. Tell us more.
We're going to have toys, music, records, vinyl, lots of new stuff, a lot of old stuff, a lot of reprinted, reissued vinyl, movies, both VHS and DVD. On Blu-ray, I'm going to have all types of movies, clothing, hip clothing, along with Paige's jewelry and little trinkets and stuff, homemade stuff. And the book section speaks for itself, all sorts of books, and it's going to be a good time. Yeah, local music.
Local music.
I will have local section. Thank you for all sections will have local things in it. For example, local authors will have their books in the book section.
Sure.
Local musicians and bands will have their stuff for sale in the music section.
That's great.
Local creators of fashion and jewelry will have their stuff in there.
Yeah, Anthony has always been real big on local arts and local products of the art. Like I said, we mentioned Bee Sting and your participation
and
in
Bee
that
Sting
movie.
will be for sale also
Bee Sting,
on
we can get
DVD in the movie
yeah.
section. Yeah.
I'm saying Bee Sting's great. If you hadn't seen it, check it out. Okay, all of this is coming, you say, May the 19th?
May 19th. I am going to do this, so I'm not going to promise you I'll be there, but May 2nd is Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, that's Saturday.
If I'm down at the store working on it, stop by, I'll give you a free comic.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we looked up the list of the comics, so there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, I just figured, you know, since I didn't quite make the opening in time for this year's Free Comic Book Day, at least I can do, if I'm down there anyway hanging out, you know, if you want to come by, I got a bunch of old comics in a box. I'll give you one or two.
That's cool. Free Comic Book Day, Saturday. All right, 7 on 2nd. Anthony Harris, anything else that we might have missed?
No, just come on out to the store and come purchase some stuff by some local artists and from myself. And I'll put a plug in for Stick. My man Stick. I got the time. Stick's got Stick runs karaoke tonight at Back Porch Lounge. They'll come on out. It's on Riverside. Does a great job. Karaoke out there, best karaoke in town.
And I can say this. I have no reservation saying this. You will get a kick out of this store. I know this one.
Yes.
You will like it. It will
Go to the
be
Facebook
interesting.
page. 2nd on 7. You will see what I've got on there so far. Little teaser.
Yeah.
2nd on 7.
I think it will be a very interesting.
Excuse me. 7
story.
on 2nd.
7 on 2nd. Exactly.
Yeah.
We said it the other way around. Don't worry about it. 7 on 2nd.
It's that whole 27 thing, you know, those rock stars die at 27.
Yeah.
2nd on 7.
Yeah. All right. You're on Facebook. Go check it out.
Right.
7 on 2nd, the name of the store. And you'll have the grand opening May the 19th, although on the 2nd, which is Saturday, if you're there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And
If you're there, we got Free Comic Book Day.
and I'll be out and in and out all day working on the place, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just catch me.
All right, Anthony, thanks, man.
Thank you so
Paige,
much.
thank you. And
Appreciate it.
Stick, good luck. Tell you what, we're out of time here for Mix in the Morning. Today is April the 30th. It was this day, 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the first U.S. president. This day in 1945, Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. In 1975, on this day, North Vietnamese troops entered the Independence Palace of South Vietnam in Saigon, ending the Vietnam War. And celebrities born on this day, one you won't forget, Willie Nelson, born this day in 1933. For Phil, back in the control room, Phil Palmer, thank you, Phil, for all of your good work. Shane upstairs in Master Control. Of course, my co-host Gail Daniel, and News This Morning with Jasmine Banks. For all of us here at WPGA and Mix in the Morning, I'm Buddy Leach. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6. We are out of here.
Everybody plays, everybody sings. Hollywood with a touch of twang.
Looking for the car of your dreams? Keggs Motors has it. If you want to drive today, bring the stub from your current paycheck and copies of your current bills. Keggs is known for low mileage, late model pre-owned vehicles. Need a 2014 or later model vehicle? Keggs has your car. Bring into the car of your dreams today at Keggs Motors. You'll find a quality car truck with payments to match your budget at Keggs Motors. Serving Central Georgia for 7 years with top quality used cars and trucks. That's Keggs Motors, Emory Highway in Macon, Georgia.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless